Guys, welcome back to our today training. Guys, we have started a new series on this channel on how to create a professional web application. And in today's class, this is what we are going to be working on. I'm going to teach you how to create this kind of web application from start to finish. In our previous lesson, in the introduction class, we talked about all the requirements that we need, how to set up the environment, and every other details that we need to create this kind of web application. If you have not watched that video, please go and watch it so that we'll be in the same page. Okay, and if today your first time on this channel, please kindly subscribe and click the notification bell below so that each time I post a video, you'll be the first to be notified. So in today's class, we are going to show you how to set up the environment, the requirement that we need, all those stuff that what you're going to be doing today, so we're able to create this kind of a beautiful web application. This website is a dynamic web application, so I'm going to show you how to create something like this. And at the end of this lesson, you're able to do something like this, very beautiful, and you'll be paid for it. Anybody you this kind of work a job for, definitely person will be happy. It's very beautiful, very organized. Okay, so that's what we are going to do in this series. It's a series, and remember, if you are not watching the previous video, please go and watch it so that we can understand where we started from and where we are going to. Okay, so first thing first is to set up the environment. And in our previous lesson, I talked about what we need, all the requirements that we need. It was discussed in our previous lesson, so please kindly watch that video. So right now, let's go into all those requirements that we need and how to get it and how to set up the environment. Okay, right. So one of the requirements that we need was, we discussed that we need a web server, we need test editor, setting up the environment. Okay, so what we do is you go to, you open your browser and type XAMPP. So one of these requirements we're going to use is XAMPP. XAMPP is a local server. We talked about local server in the previous lesson. So you click open your browser and you type XAMPP. Type XAMPP download. So it take you here, then click download XAMPP. So it take to this environment. Great. Local server have different kind of application that can use for local server. Okay, but for simplicity and for us to be in a better in the same environment, so as we are working, we'll be in the same environment. So I will recommend you download XAMPP. But if you have WAMP, it's still fine. Say okay, you can use WAMP and the other one. But I will encourage you to download XAMPP, so because I'm going to be using XAMPP in my training with you guys. Okay, so when the page is open, you can see right here, they have different windows that you can download. If you are using Mac, you can download one for Mac. If you are using Nanos, you can install one of Nanos. If you are using Windows, you can download one of Windows. So I'm using Windows operating system, so I'm going to be downloading Windows operating system. Nevertheless, I think I've already installed it on my system, but I'm going to show you the procedure or the process so you can follow suit. Okay, and when you open the page like this, as you are seeing it right now, we have the operating system tab that you can download. I'm very sure in some cases it will show you 32 bits, what have you, but in my system I'm using 64 bits. So whatever I'm showing you, just go ahead and download it. Okay, you can I think this is the latest version, but I prefer not just go for this 8.0. It's still fine. Okay, it's still fine. It will work very well for you. Click on download. Then will start downloading. So when you finish downloading it, it will download in your in your system. So you go to download where it be download into. So from there you can install it. So right now, as you can see, in case you have something like this, now when I click on download, it auto download automatically, but it doesn't. So yeah, telling me right here, as you can see right here, excuse me, as you can see right here, it's saying your download will start automatically. If it does not, click here. But mine did not start, so I'm going to click here. It's finished downloading. All right, it's done. So the next thing we're going to download is the text editor we are going to be using. And we have various text editor. You can use any text editor you like. We have Dreamweaver, we have Sublime, we have VS Code, and so many other text editors are there. But for this training, I'm going to be using VS Code. So I also encourage to download VS Code. All right, so we can be in the same environment. Good. So the same procedure, you can go open your browser and type VS Code. So let me just guide you, let me show you how it works. So type the VS Code, download for Windows, depend your processor you are using. Okay, so just say VS Code download, the same procedure, click on it, the first link right there. So we take us to this place. So it's showing download VS Code. Okay, now VS Code is simply mean Visual Studio Code. The short words word VS Code. So if you are using Windows, go ahead and download for Windows. So whatever processor you are using, you can download for it. This Mac, this Linux, anyone you are using, just click on it. Okay. So I'm using Windows, so I'm going to download Windows. I go for Windows, I click on download for Windows, and it has started downloading right here. See, it's downloading already, and it will take long it to finish downloading. We just hold on a bit and it will be done. All right, I think it's done, it's completed. Great, I've successfully downloaded my VS Code. I also download my local server that I'm going to be using, and it is XAMPP that I've just downloaded for the local server we are going to be using. Because when we are doing our design, we need to be testing it, seeing it how it look, so that because it's very important when you design, you are checking to see the way it look, and the way it's look in your local PC. That's how it's going to look when you deploy it to the live server. So that's why we need the XAMPP, and the XAMPP is going to serve in our system as local server, just as we discussed in our first introduction lesson. Okay, like I said, if you have not watched that video, please go and watch it so you understand where you started from and where you are going. Okay, all right, great. So move ahead. The next is to install those applications we just downloaded. So in my case, my download files always stay in my download location, my download folder location in my system. So I'm going there right now. It depends the way your system is it. So you just locate your download folder in your system. So I'm just going to open a folder from my system. So I'm going to download right here and click on download. Wow, so these are the files that I downloaded right now. You see the XAMPP and the VS Code. So I'm going to click on VS Code, install the VS Code on my PC. But I already installed this in my system already. I'm just going to guide you, say how the procedure. Okay. So when you click on it, the first thing is to do, you accept the terms, you accept the agreement. You click on next. So if you like to create a shortcut in your desktop, you click on yes, create a shortcut in my desktop. Okay, if you don't want, you can check it. So I click on next, click on install. Okay, so it's telling me setup is preparing to install Visual Studio Code on your computer. Okay, so installing in my system right now. Just hold on a bit, it will finish installing before you know it. It will take long. So that's it. It has finished installing. So what the next you do is click on finish. Okay, that's it. So the solution is done. So that's it. We have installed the Visual Studio Code in our system. So if you come to your desktop, you can see the icon right here. It's right there. So the next is to install the XAMPP that we downloaded right just now. I go to my download folder. You can see right here. This download folder. When I click on the download, it automatically download the file to my system. It automatically download it to my system. So after downloading, here is this in my download location, my system. When anything downloaded in my system, you come to download. So depends your configuration of your system. Sometimes it might be in the download location. So I just go to double click it to install it. I will show you how to install the, the text editor, which is Visual Studio Code, known as VS Code also. So I installed that. Now we are going to install uh, the Apache in our system, which is the local server that we're using to be running our testing our application. So when you show this window, the next you do is yes. So let me close all this. So don't worry, once you click on yes, it will be working in the background and it's going to come on very soon. So you're going to see it. So next you are going to see this. Just click on OK. So it show you this window. In this window, you're going to click on next. Click on next. Now I've already installed this application in my system, and you will see with the same location. So you're going to have some conflict, but I'm your guide you this how you do it. You click on next. Now telling me the same file already exists, so I select different location. So this is how you're going to install here. So alright, I've already installed this in my system, so I'm not able to install it. For this procedure, just load next, and wait a bit and let it install. Okay, when they install, you also going to have you're going to have a short icon on your desktop. So probably you're going to check that okay, I need a short icon on my desktop. Okay, so that I can show on your desktop. All right. So that is how you can go about it. And if you have any challenge installing it, you can get back to me. Drop your comments in the comment box section below. I'll go respond to it. Okay, so this is how we do the installation process, and in the next session I'm going to show you how to set up the environment so that you can start creating your web application. So I don't want the video to be too lengthy, so I will have continued from here, but let us have it so that you're able to understand it. Please don't forget, if you have any challenges through this procedure, drop your comment below so that we can able to help to fix it and you're able to work alongside as we are working together. Okay. All right. So after installing this, I'm going to close this window right now because I already installed my system. I'm going to close the window. Yes. Terminate it. All right. So the next is setting up the environment. So the purpose of setting environment is for us to be able design this kind of web application. This kind of web application, you can see it. This is what we are going to be building, what we are going to be working on. You can see it's very beautiful, right? Yeah, it's beautiful. This is what we are going to be building. Great. Instead of the environment, what we need to do is locating where you want to create your application folder. First thing, we need to create a folder in our system where we are going to saving all our designing files into. Because every website has what they call a page. So those pages are equally known as well files, and they have to be saved in a particular place. So every file can be organized and be in a particular place, because it's that particular folder that we are going to later move to the world, to the live server that's going to be working. Okay, so that's why we need to set up the environment. Now we already installed all the requirement that we need, the software that we need that we're going to be using in designing this web application. We have installed the VS Code, I installed the WAMP server. Automatically, as you install that WAMP server, PHP is also my SQL PHP might be also installed. SQL is also installed. Everything's right there. Okay, on the interface of that Apache, you can write SQL query on it, and you can get your result instantly. Okay, so and the other one we install is the VS Code. In that VS Code, it gives you opportunity to write any kind of program language that you want to write. You can write PHP there, you can write CSS there, you can write JavaScript there. Okay, you can write HTML there. Everything is encapsulated in that word VS Code. So the VS Code have covered those environment for us. You don't need to install those languages independently. No, with that VS Code, everything is complete in that VS Code. So the next thing we are going to do now is creating a folder for the development. So first thing first, it depends where you want to create your application or your folder. In most cases, you can create it in your C drive location, or in your desktop, or in your D drive, depends. But in my case, I prefer doing it in C drive. But being that we are going to create a dynamic application and we need to serve it on the server, so what we'll do is to take the folder and put inside the SAM. So first, let's just create the folder right here. I come here. So you can name the folder depending the name that you wish to use, but I would recommend using a name that is similar to maybe the company that you want to work for. Okay, but for this purpose, I'm going to write web training. Web training. Great. So I've created my folder. So this folder now, I can create different kind of folders, different kind of file inside. Okay, so all the information that you need, the images, the content, everything, the files that are going to be inside this folder. The next is to move this folder now to the what? To our XAMPP. Just cut the folder. Then we are going to our XAMPP location, the XAMPP that we install. It depends where you install it. If it's in your D drive, go to your D. If it's your C drive, go to C. In my case, mine is C drive. I go to C, I scroll down, I look for it, XAMPP. You can see right here, I double click it to open. Then I go to htdoc. In some of the Apache, you might have www, which if you are using a WAMP server, it's going to show www. Okay, you just double click it. So I'm going to double click here. Here, I'm going to paste the folder that I just cut. Paste the folder. Great. So the folder will be pasted right here. So from here, we are going to start designing our application. Okay. I believe you guys understand what I'm doing. The first thing, I download the application that we need, which is VS Code and XAMPP, and I installed it on my system. So after installation, I created a folder. So this folder is where we are going to be creating our file into. All the web pages file that are going to be saved inside this folder. Okay. All right, guys. Let me show you what I mean, so you'll be able to understand what I'm talking about. If we go to this web application right now, you see we have what they call home, we have about, services, contact us. All these are what files, and they are known as well web pages. So all these have to be in that particular folder, okay, so that they can able to serve, be able to connect to each other. All right. So we are going to be creating all these things inside this folder that we just copy and paste inside this one inside this exam location. All right. Great. So guys, if you have any question, please drop your comment on the section below. I'll respond. If you're not understanding what I'm trying to explain, drop your comment. I will treat it and I'll get back to you. Probably create a separate video and I send for you so you're able to understand it. Okay? Please don't forget to like it, share it, and subscribe to the channel so that whenever I post a video, you'll be the first one to notify. Also click the notification bell right there. Okay, so guys, that's it. We are done with this session. We have downloaded the software, we have installed it, and we have set up the environment. So the next video, the next lesson, we're going to start writing our code and creating this web application. Okay, thank you guys for watching. I see you in the next lesson.